We're recording. Well, guys, welcome to the Travis Goodwin Show. Guys, Travis is a go-giver. This guy's doing deals. You have a podcast host that's actually an operator. So I'm humbled and honored to be on here and that you asked me to be on here. Heck, I might have asked to be on here. I don't know. I think I did probably ask to be on your show. But man, I couldn't be happier to see like the success you're having in your land deals. My name is Brent Bowers. I do land deals. I put mobile homes on some of my land deals, not all of them. And I really just wanted passive income with real estate. I didn't get into this business to get rich. It definitely happened though. It's amazing the wealth that you can build into this. But I'm also a real dude too. I got problems. Me and my wife have fights probably every other month. Sometimes my kids are sick and flat tires and you name it. We're still real people, but if I can share any advice, real estate has changed my life and just the opportunities that are out there. So hopefully we can share some with you today.
Yeah, man, I love it. And thanks for your kind words, man. You really get my confidence going when I talk to you.
Oh,
But
you
yeah,
should,
man.
man. You should puff up your chest. You're doing deals.
Yeah, man. So for those out here who's not doing deals, let's say, I'm just getting started and I'm in the military like you were, or I have a regular job.
Yeah.
What's the best way to get started today with land, being that, it's a little bit more competitive?
I think land's getting competitive, but that's because the success leaves clues and people want to jump into a good thing. Just like when I jumped into house wholesaling back in 2015, I mean, it was cutthroat competitive. Still, I haven't seen that with land yet, but there was still a lot of money to be made. And I think there's because success leaves clues. If you see a market that's just popping and lots of competition, kudos to you. You're in the right spot. Like, where it's like, and this is no offense to, I'm just going to say Detroit, Michigan. Like they give land away. Like I don't see much land selling. I'm not buying in that area. I don't know anybody that's made like $500,000 doing a Detroit land deal, but I know people that make $500,000 doing a Florida land deal.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess how to get started, like land is the cheapest, most fastest, most affordable way to get started in real estate. Um, Case in point, I bought my first parcel of land for $285. Now, this land wasn't buildable, landlocked, and I sold it to a realtor for $5,000. So it was kind of like worthless land, but I just made 4,700 bucks in a couple hours time, and I didn't even make that I didn't even make that much in 1 month in the military as a second lieutenant, as an officer in the military.
Wow, that's so amazing, isn't it? What this business can do. And when you got that first check, no matter how big or small it is, it just something happens.
Oh, it broke my brain like our buddy Brent Daniels talks about. But the second one is really what changed my life. That's the one that gave me passive income. I already had rentals. I had like 7 doors, and let me tell you, I was netting $300 a door, so I thought I was like Fat Daddy. But here's the thing: something always broke, and I never made a single penny from any of those rentals until I sold them. But I wasn't able to live off that money, and I had to keep my job because I had to keep fixing stuff. I got a rental right now that just flooded, and the insurance denied me.
Oh,
So I am up, what creek without a paddle with that one. I'm about to have to take a lot of cash, and I'm about to get paid off on one of my loans for my land deals that I've been making $1,900 a month on. They're about to pay it off, so I'm gonna get about 96K cash in my pocket after I pay my lender off. But guess where all that money's going? I gotta fix this rental back up, and I'm gonna sell that piece of junk. But it's like I was telling my wife, I was like, "Dadgum, we were about to get a big chunk of money, but that's where that money's going now." So it's just like there's always a challenge in business, always. And I'm not here to cry, but I also don't want to paint anybody a beautiful little rosy picture. That there's work to be done if you're going to make the money we make in this business, right, Travis?
oh yeah, man. I don't think there's any business that don't come with challenges and problems, but real estate where you're making, these high ticket type of sales, you're going to have problems no matter what. Um, when it comes to land, what are the biggest problems you've been left with?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I have done over 350 land deals, and about 340 of them were were pure profit. Some of them I've taken back and I'm now having to resell. I've never lost money yet on a land deal. There's some that I've come darn close. But one challenge I'm dealing with right now is I bought a piece of land from a wholesaler. That wholesaler made $76,000 assignment fee on it, and I was happy to pay him that because I bought these lands for about 25,000 each. There's several parcels, and I should have been able to sell for 55,000 each all day long. Well, they sat on the market for a couple months, and I called my realtor. I was like, "What is going on?" He's like, "I don't know." So I told my office manager, I said, "Hey, see what we could build on it. Maybe we could pop some mobile homes on it because I love putting brand new double wide mobile homes on our land because we make $50,000 net profit for every one of those we do. We have a system that we teach in the Land Sharks now with that, but I was like, call and see if we can do that. She calls me back. She says, no, we can't build anything on it. I was like, what do you mean we can't build anything on it? She goes, we have to put the asphalt roads in for this land. And I remember when we bought it, I had an acquisition manager that bought it. And we made sure that we had legal ingress egress, but he didn't check with the county to make sure that we can get a building permit as it sat. And we could not because they wanted us to put the asphalt roads in. And here was a kicker. 90% of the other properties around that area are all on dirt roads. So the county's like, nope, we want asphalt roads. So I was like, well, that's a bunch of money. It's like $50 a foot right now just for gravel road. So do the math on asphalt. So we found a loophole and we're able to combine all the parcels, turn it into a piece of agricultural land and put a barn on it. We're going to sell it that way.
Nice.
So most of the time I don't build anything on my land, like 99.9% of the time. Well, 99, let's just say 98% of the time.
Yeah. Hey, things happen, right? But at least you guys have a loophole through it and you can, get rid of this thing. When it comes to the mobile homes, man, mobile homes are just, the future is mobile homes, right? Yep. So what are you do like what made you really want to step into that, knowing that you don't usually do that?
Yeah, I flipped several houses. I flipped a bunch of houses. And if I look back, and I stopped flipping houses 2022. If I look back at the most massive profits I ever made, every time over 65, 75, actually every time over 65,000, it was always either a manufactured or a modular home, basically a trailer. And I put a couple brand new mobiles on this land, and they always just literally sold in a weekend because there's such a demand for affordable housing right now. Last several years, interest rates, the harder it is to get money, the higher the interest rates are, the harder it is to get money, the more the prices will go down on real estate. But one thing they haven't went down on is brand new mobile homes. For instance, we're building in one area, the median home price is 440,000. Well, we're selling these mobile homes for brand new mobile homes, brand new double wide mobile homes with drywall, not that panel board that you saw your great grandmother living in 1958, that was built in 1958. Like, these are beautiful houses, and they're selling for 229. Another one I did in Colorado for 350. And we're netting over 50K on each one of these. 45, 50,000 is our average. And if you do the math, that $460,000 median price range, those aren't brand new houses. And then you look, we're selling these things for 229,000. That's almost half the median home value.
Yeah.
That opens up a big buyer's pool of people that have been waiting for a home that could not afford the 440,000 or the 460,000, but they can afford the 230,000, and it's a brand new home.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. So are you guys putting these on permanent foundations and making them real property?
Yes, we're attaching it to the land. It comes with the land. Yes, this is FHA. You can finance with FHA, VA, more VA home loan, veteran home loan, conventional, all those.
Oh man, that's a game changer. So how does one get started? Like, do they have to get like a license for this?
Yeah, well, you don't need a license. We found that if we get a dealer's license, though, we get substantial discounts. Substantial discounts. So we rolled out a group of 8 people. We taught them how to do this. All came from the Land Sharks community. 6 out of 8 of them have deals. are that they're building mobile homes on right now. And when I say building, they order the mobile home, they deliver it. We hook it into water and septic and electric. It's not rocket science or anything. And then we're rolling out another group of 7 right now. I think we have 1 spot left, which is pretty cool. And a lot of these guys came in with land, like they already had land, which that's not a requirement, but it does help. It helps. They already had some land.
That's great. So the license pretty much just gets you cheaper homes, right? You get a
Yeah,
wholesale price.
yeah, I'm buying one right now, or we're buying 3 in Florida, where I'm building. Personally, we're buying 1,450 square foot for $90,000.
Oh wow.
Now that doesn't include the septic system or the electric or the water.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pay $9,900 for a septic system, $3,900 for my well. I don't know what the electric's gonna cost yet, but there's power lines across the street, so that shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, I mean, we'll have probably about 120 into it ish, and it should sell. Uh, well, we're buying the land for 20,000 as well, so we'll have 142, and it should sell for about 265. Now we're going to have realtors and closing costs, but we're projected to make a little over 50K. And if anybody's like, well, those numbers don't add up, well, remember we still got to bring in dirt, we got to do a driveway, we're going to landscape it, all these things.
Put the mailbox in, right?
Oh yeah, mailbox. We budgeted for like $175 for the mailbox.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love it. I think that this is just the greatest thing to happen to land. You know what I mean? Like this opens up a lot of doors. So at the end of the day here, they don't have to get that dealer's license, but if they don't, they're going to be paying a lot more than, you than what you're paying right now.
Yeah, I did one in 2020, 13090 Ravine Drive West in Colorado Springs, Colorado. It's in the Black Forest of Colorado. We sold that one, I believe, for 358. I didn't have a dealer's license for that. I think I paid 140 for that modular. It was a little nicer. So I probably, with a dealer's license, I probably would have gotten it for about 100.
Nice. Okay.
So, and we still made a little over. Well, me and Alfredo Elias did that deal together. He sourced the land, but we split like $96,000 on that deal.
Nice. I would assume that every state has different regulations for that dealer's license and different prices and things like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yeah. Some states are easier than others, and that's not a end all be all. Honestly, if you know the steps to take, like 1, sourcing the land, which comes from the land sharks, then 2, knowing the step by step process, what to do, you'll be profitable in it without the dealer's license. That's like the cherry on top.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody's got one in West Virginia yet. So maybe you got one in your area?
Oh no, I don't have one, no.
Heck yeah, man! Look at those beautiful mountains behind you. I couldn't imagine you know, you can get these things making them look like cabins,
Yeah.
cabin in the mountains.
Hey man, West Virginia, in my opinion, we are mobile homes. We have tons of mobile homes, people buying them left and right. So definitely a good avenue. So are you focused right now just on Florida and doing some in Colorado, or are you opening them up
Yep.
elsewhere?
Florida, Colorado, South Carolina. We have someone in our land mobile home profits group that just joined from California and Georgia. So we're trying to get every state to where someone has a dealer's license, so we can all kind of share in the pie. I mean, because the more people we can get doing this, the better, because it's going to be way more profitable for all of us. It's kind of like the land sharks. I'm doing more land deals this today than I was in 2018 before we created the land sharks community.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I know when you started it, you were doing a lot of mail and marketing. Do you still get the majority of your deals that way, or do some of your deals
Yeah.
just come through JVing or land shark students?
Yeah, I would say probably about 20% of my deals now come from JV and Land Sharks community just funding their deals, because that's one thing. People are really good at finding deals, but sometimes it's harder for them to find the money to buy that deal. So if I can provide that money for them, now we got a deal creator, basically an operator, to where it's like I struggled in the beginning. No one wanted to give me money before they knew what I was doing. Nobody. So I assume that most people are like me. And here I am. I'm a first lieutenant, married. Never did anybody wrong, but like they're not going to hand me a $200,000 to do a deal, even though it's attached to the land because most people are a little cautious. So yeah, but the other 80% come from my land offer letters where I send out these LOLs and we make an offer on the land. And when they come back, I laugh out loud, man. I'm hoping you're doing them. We call them blind offers in the industry. If anybody wants a copy of these land offer letters, go to thelandsharks.com/LOL and you can get a copy and start sending these out today to landowners.
Isn't it amazing how you started doing this years ago and the same land offer letter still works today?
You know, it's like what works years ago still works today. It's crazy. You're right. Not a lot of things have changed. This is one of the oldest businesses ever.
Land?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. It came before houses. But yeah, it's amazing. Like a lot of people want to go out there and reinvent the wheel. Well, I'm doing texting or well, I'm doing cold calling and I don't answer my phone. And I get all these random texts now too, people wanting to buy stuff, but good luck getting them people to like they don't want to get on the phone with you. So that's my competition. Like they won't even get on the phone with you, and I'm like, well, make your offer, and they it's just like they don't even make an offer most of the time. But at least when you send someone something, they have something physical, and they sign it and send it back. I like doing land deals, and I like getting land deals back in my inbox.
Yeah, and you don't even talk to anyone until you get the contract, and then you're just double checking information, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's sometimes we didn't even have to do the phone. We just did it all over email multiple times. That's my preference. Like, I don't really want to talk to sellers all day long.
Sure, sure. I don't either. I don't think anybody does, you know. So at when you're doing these land offer letters, and you're sending them out to everybody, if I was just getting started, right, and I'm in a place like West Virginia, which is a place where land is a little up on the hillside, it's a little everywhere. Would you recommend me starting off in my local market, or would you recommend me going somewhere where there's more land activity?
Yeah, I mean, Travis, like, my thoughts on this. I like to be within about a 3 hour radius. Well, when you're first getting started, I think it's good to be within about a 3 hour radius of where you live. But sometimes that's hard for people. We got people in New York and Canada. Now, like, that's not going to work for them. So yeah, then you got to go virtual. Let's go virtual. All right, let's find an incoming state. You can look up North American migration map. You can Google that. It's owned by North American Van Lines, but it shows you the incoming states: Idaho, the Carolinas, I want to say Georgia, Florida, and then go and pick a micro market where you see land selling, where land's selling, because that tells me the land's in demand. So you could do it either way. I just like going to the land. I think I'm a little impartial to going to the land. I like being able to put signs on the land or and around the land. Signs, signs, signs. And heck, about 25% of the time, the neighbor buys the land from us anyways. The
Yeah,
neighbor. The neighboring, not my neighbor in my neighborhood, but like the neighbor next to the land because I've never met a landowner that didn't want to own the land next door to them.
that's right. Yeah. They want to control who's beside them or what's near them, have as much land around you as possible. I get it. You mentioned something a few conversations back. You said, when you was talking about people borrowing, I mean, you couldn't borrow, nobody would borrow. You had to let people know what you do. So how hard was that for you to get loud, to get on camera and to be doing what you're doing today?
It literally was the scariest thing in my entire life to get on camera and share what I'm doing because I thought someone's gonna judge me, someone's gonna make fun of me or talk bad about me, or someone from my hometown's gonna see I'm up to something. Um, but now, honestly, I don't really give a darn because I've been doing it since 2018, getting loud. I love public speaking. It's like a rush for me, adrenaline rush. I love getting in front of audiences. Um, And people will test you and try you and make fun of you and talk about the way you look or the way you talk or like my dumb like sometimes I stutter or mispronounce a word, but I don't like it doesn't matter to me. Like I got another buddy, we joke around with him all the time. Chris, he's my partner in the Land Mobile Home Profits. And this kid, this I call him a kid, he's like 20, 25 years old. He drives a Lamborghini. He's got 150 properties and someone had the audacity to say, "Hey, poor people have ceiling fans," um, and I just laughed. I just thought it was funny, you know. So it's scary though. There's these online trolls, you know. They harass us from time to time, and I used to get mean letters back from people I would offer to buy their land, but now that stuff doesn't bother me. I think I gotten thick skin. On my other wall, on the other side of my office, I have a rhinoceros.
There you go.
So we got to have that rhinoceros thick skin, that 2.5 inch skin, and we always got to be charging.
Yeah, we got to be ready to take those torpedoes.
Torpedo, yes, the Rhinoceros Success book by Scott Alexander, great book.
Yeah, man. I tried to reach out to Scott to get him on the show to interview him.
Oh,
I don't think that he's wanting to do interviews right now. You know, he just left me on red.
oh, that would be a fun interview. Good for you for reaching out to him. That would be a fun interview.
Yeah, man. Man, I love what you're doing, Brent. Like I love these mobile homes. Do you see yourself, gradually going more toward that? Or, are you still going to be taking the land down, doing notes on them, or are you going to try to perfect that?
I'll never quit seller financing land. You know, that is like, I can't believe it's legal. I buy it, that piece of land I'm about to make $96,000 on. Um, we can run through the numbers, but I bought it for 140,000. And I was sending the payoff letter to the title company right before we talked. And I bought it for 140,000 and I sold it for 225,000 on financing. I did get a loan on it. I got a loan for 65 grand and I put like 78,000 of my own cash in it. Um, but I got $25,000 down from my buyer and I've been financing him for several years now at $1,900 a month, $1,926 a month. I've collected $29,000 in payments from him. And guess what his mortgage is still at? It was 200,000. It's at 199 now. This is
Wow.
the power of a 30-year mortgage.
Yeah.
So I've collected now from him 30, 40, 50, $55,000 in payments. And he's about to pay off his loan because he's selling it. Um, so it's just incredible what you can do with this. And that 1,900 a month, nothing ever broke. No issues with that. He was late once or twice, so he paid a couple late fees. But it's not like my rental where like this house that the boiler messed up on. I've fixed that boiler so many times, and I've had thousands of dollars in repair bills. And that was a rental that I was barely breaking even on. I was getting a couple $100 a month over the mortgage payment. So I'm profitable on this land deal. Well, you might argue, well, Brent, you had $70,000 of your own cash into it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But I could have gotten a lender to get my money back out of that deal and paid that lender 9% because my buyer was paying almost 12% interest.
This business is awesome.
So yeah, I'm definitely leaning. I really want to do more mobile homes because one, these buyers they're happy. They love these things and they're great money. But if you told me, Brent, would you rather do a mobile home and make $50,000 chunk of cash or find a land deal that you make 1,900 a month on that you don't have to do anything to? I'm going to choose the latter because it's the easy path. But that gets boring. I want to build stuff. I want to do stuff. I want to get out of the house and go and like me and my boy on Friday right before. So we had a four-wheeler race last weekend. We went and looked at 3 of our lots we're buying right now to build mobile homes on. So he's getting to see what I do for a living. He's going to see the raw ground, and we're not going to cut down any trees. We're just going to do a little bit of brush and put a mobile home on it, 1,400 square foot, and it's almost going to be like a little house in the woods. But he's going to get to see that.
That's incredible, man. So what's the average time frame you're looking at on these mobile home deals?
Yes, our best ones are about 4 months. Our worst one that I've ever done was 11 months.
Okay. So
That's
that
from the time we buy the land to the time we get paid at closing when we sell the property.
What what do you think happened with the one that took 11 months?
Is my first one. It was that 13090 Ravine Drive West in Colorado Springs, Colorado, with Alfredo. I acted as the general contractor on that one. I actually had a general contractor. He helped me, but it was like between the gas and hooking up the gas, and there was all kinds of little nuances. And I was like an hour and a half away from that land. So it was just, I don't know. I don't know why it took me so long, to be honest.
When you're looking at the land, like when properties come into you, you get some land leads that come in. What is the first sign to you that, oh man, I could put a mobile home on this one?
Yeah, real easy. We start with the end in mind. I will find where mobile homes are selling, and then I'll market to those areas. But also, if the land offer letter comes in, and I see there's mobile homes around it, I'm gonna look at it a couple ways. Can I build a mobile home on this, or can I just sell it today for cash and make some money? If not, I'm definitely not buying it.
Awesome. I appreciate you coming on here, man. It looks like we're running out of time, but I know that you have a lot of value you can provide to people. So if somebody has a question or if they want to join the Land Sharks or talk with you about these mobile homes, how can they contact you?
Yeah, reach out or go to thelandsharks.com and schedule a call. I'll be the one reaching out and making that call back. Sometimes it takes me about 24 hours to get back to you, but definitely mention the Travis Goodwin show. I'd love to, share the love with Travis, and if I can point you in the right direction, I'd be more than happy to.
That's awesome. And you guys, if you have interest in land, I'm telling you right now, Brent is the person to go to. When I joined the Land Sharks program, I had no idea what I was doing with land. I didn't know how to value it. Now you could send me a lead anywhere in the country, and as long as there's, activity, I can give you a pretty good idea of what something might be worth. So go to Brent for sure. If you could leave these fine people with one last thing, Brent, what would it be? It can be business, life, just one final gem.
Yeah, and thanks for mentioning that about the land sharks. Thanks for that shout out. Guys, just take action, just like Travis is doing, just like I'm doing. There's so much gold put out on the Travis Goodwin show. Remember to take action. Write it down, time block it, or better yet, just go ahead and don't leave the scene of the inspiration without taking some action right now, because I think that too many people are in education mode. I get to talk to people every day. They're just like, "Oh, I'm in education mode." I was like, "Oh, how much money is that paying you?" And some people might not be in this for the money, but if you're like me, when I was in the military, I needed to make some money. I needed to make some money. I had two brand new babies in diapers, and those things are expensive, and then they grow up to be even more expensive.
That's true. Thanks again, man, for coming on here, and we're going to be in touch, and hopefully I can have you back on soon.
God bless, Travis. Travis, thanks, man.